Hey everybody, let's take a look at the latest audiobook I listened to for my commute. It's Comics Will Break Your Heart. It's a novel by Erin Hicks, and apparently she's written a lot of graphic novels. There's a zombie one, it says on the back, Zombies Calling. So if anybody's familiar with that tome, let me know, put it in the comments below. And let's see, 7 CDs. It took about a week and a half of the commute. Well, actually more like a week. Traffic's been bad lately. Okay, so the story is about a girl in Canada, America's Hat, and her family was involved in a comic book series called Tomorrow Men, which kind of some of the characters, and they describe some of the plots of Tomorrow Men in the book, and it intrigued me, and I was hoping there really was a Tomorrow Men series, but there's not. It's fictional. But anyway, her grandfather drew the book, sold the rights to the publisher for a pittance. So she was, her family was kind of poor. Didn't have good internet, kind of like the Non-Gaming Unicorn. They don't have good internet out where she lives. And then through some twist of fate, the grandson of the guy who purchased the rights to the comic moved to her town. They fell in love. Then she found out who he was, and then they fell out of love, and then they fell back into love. And, it's a sweet story, not graphic or anything like that. Kind of predictable, but it culminates in San Diego Comic-Con. Now, they did mention real comics, like they mentioned the X-Men. I think they mentioned the Avengers. They mentioned the artist John Buscema. They said he did a run. He did art for a run of the Tomorrow Man in the book. The story about who actually owns the rights to the comics. That's kind of like the Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Jack King Kirby controversy, which oddly enough is in the book called Nuff Said, which I kind of did a. I kind of looked at it, made a video, and that's previous maybe about 6 months ago or so, and probably longer. But the audiobook, the dialogue was kind of, I don't know, they seemed a little bit too sophisticated for being high school juniors. Really good, good word banter, things like that. One of the things that it says it addresses, it's family class, geek royalty, and what it takes to be healed from the long festering scars of the past. There is a lot of geek culture in here. It was read by Carly Robbins. They didn't say anything else that she's done, but she did a pretty good job of reading it. However, some of the characters, she used a tone of voice where the character seemed meaner than they actually ended up being. I don't know how much of that was, sometimes it was, like a male character or an older woman character. And, just kind of sometimes her tone of voice seemed kind of out of place and misleading to the characters. I recommend this. I give it a hearty A-. It's a young adult novel. Comics will break your heart. In fact, there's a YouTube channel that discusses comics called Comics Will Break Your Heart. And they talk about comics that you should know about, but probably haven't heard of. But I recommend this. Have you read? No. If you've read the book, sorry. I work where I'm working. There's a they're doing construction, and they've been doing it for about a couple years now, and it's kind of dusty. And then when I get home, sometimes I'm all coffee. But anyway, have you read this? Have comics ever broken your heart? If so, comment below, like it, subscribe it, hearty some thumbs up it. Thanks for watching. Bye now.